Manchester United fans spot Ruben Amorim tapping up Wolves star Matheus Cunha amid Old Trafford defeat. Despite suffering yet another disheartening defeat at Old Trafford, Manchester United fans found a silver lining, or at least a talking point, following their 1-0 loss to Wolves on Sunday. The Red Devils were beaten by a second-half strike from Pablo Sarabia, but all eyes turned to the touchline as eagle-eyed supporters caught a potentially significant moment between incoming manager Ruben Amorim and Wolves forward Matheus Cunha. In a match that underscored United's ongoing inconsistency, Amorim was seen speaking to Cunha after the final whistle. With the Portuguese manager heavily tipped to take over from Erik ten Hag this summer, fans were quick to speculate that the conversation was more than a casual post-match chat. Amorim appeared to put an arm around Cunha and even patted him on the head, sparking a wave of speculation online. "Amorim's literally tapping him up," one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter, while another observed, "Look how Amorim speeds up to catch up with Cunha and pats him on the head. You can tell he wants him so badly." Another confidently proclaimed, "He is replacing Alejandro Garnacho in our starting lineup next season." Cunha, a Brazilian forward who has become a key figure at Wolves, has been on United's radar for some time. The 24-year-old has impressed with his versatility, ability to play across the front line, and his consistent performances in the Premier League. He was previously linked with a move to Old Trafford during the January transfer window, but instead signed a new contract at Molineux. However, that new deal reportedly includes a £62.5 million release clause, making him a realistic summer target for clubs willing to spend big. And Manchester United are certainly in need of fresh attacking options. With the team struggling for goals and plagued by injuries throughout the season, Amorim's rumored interest in Cunha could point to a significant overhaul in the attacking department come the summer. Amorim, currently managing Sporting CP, has built a strong reputation in Europe for developing young talent and playing an attractive, high-pressing brand of football. His potential arrival at Old Trafford signals a new direction for the club, one that may favor youth, intensity, and tactical innovation. Securing a player like Cunha, who fits into that mold, could be an early move to shape the squad in Amorim's image. For now, though, Amorim remains focused on finishing the season amid ongoing speculation about his future. Following the defeat to Wolves, he was asked about the inconsistencies in United's performances, especially after their thrilling Europa League quarter-final triumph earlier in the week. "This season is going to end like this," he admitted, "so we need to take the positives and work on what we need to improve. We have to look at everything, our squad, what we have to do in the market. We will see. We talk every day about next season, and with time, we will get what we need to improve the team." His comments suggest that while the current campaign may be beyond saving in terms of top-four ambitions, planning for the future is already well underway behind the scenes. Amorim's candidness about the need to assess the squad only adds fuel to the fire that the club is poised for a summer of significant changes, starting from the dugout and extending onto the pitch. Whether or not Cunha is part of those changes remains to be seen, but fans are clearly reading between the lines and body language. With a hefty release clause and a growing profile in the Premier League, the Brazilian will not come cheap, but United's history of big spending suggests that a move is far from out of the question. As United brace for another transitional summer, supporters are clinging to any signs of positive change. While the scoreline at Old Trafford offered little to cheer about, the post-match interaction between Amorim and Cunha gave fans hope that a new era may be just around the corner, one potentially built on promising, dynamic players who fit a modern tactical identity. For now, it's all speculation, but in the ever-theatrical world of Manchester United, even a sideline conversation can feel like the first chapter of a new story. Ruben Amorim opens up about very tough decision to leave Sporting CP for Manchester United. Ruben Amorim has admitted that leaving Sporting CP for Manchester United was one of the hardest decisions he has made in his career, calling the move very tough, both personally and professionally. The 40-year-old Portuguese manager departed the Lisbon-based club in November 2024, ending a successful 4-year tenure that brought 2 league titles and 3 domestic cups. Despite his achievements at Sporting, Amorim felt the time had come to take the next step in his career, a leap that has come with its own set of challenges. Amorim was appointed by Manchester United to replace Erik Ten Hag, whose tenure had increasingly come under scrutiny following a series of underwhelming performances. However, Amorim's time at Old Trafford has been far from a dream start. United currently sit 14th in the Premier League table with only 10 wins from 32 games, facing the prospect of their lowest ever finish in the top flight. The team has also been knocked out of both the FA Cup and League Cup, leaving them without a chance of domestic silverware this season. Despite the difficult start, Amorim insists that the decision to join United was not taken lightly. In a heartfelt statement upon leaving Sporting CP, he said, "I reached my 5th year at Sporting CP and I had to make a choice. The current context at Manchester United makes this something extremely challenging. After Sporting CP, I wanted that. I want this context because it allows me to do things my way and for the club to believe in me that way." It's just like Sporting CP. The Portuguese coach emphasized how deeply connected he felt to Sporting and how hard it was to walk away. "I gave everything I had for the club and it was a huge source of pride. It's hard for me to leave here as I'm very comfortable and I'm very happy," he said. "I knew that if I rejected Manchester United in 7 months' time, I wouldn't have that option available. I knew that at the end of the season I was going to leave Sporting CP. I could have felt a sense of regret that would be difficult to deal with." Initially, Amorim hoped that a move to Manchester could be delayed until the end of the season to allow a smoother transition, both for him and for Sporting. However, those hopes were quickly dashed. At the beginning of the season, I had a conversation with the president and Hugo Viana, and I said that, regardless of whatever happened, this was going to be my last season at Sporting CP, Amorim explained. "We started very well this season, and then Manchester United came in for me. They paid above the amount set for my release clause, and the president of Sporting CP defended the club's interests." While he appreciated Sporting's position, Amorim was disappointed that his request to delay the move until the summer was denied. "The only thing I asked during the process was that it take place at the end of the season. I spent 3 days asking for this, but I was told it wasn't possible. It was now or never, otherwise they would look for another option. I had 3 days to decide something that radically changes my life." His preferred 3-4-3 system has yet to show clear results at Old Trafford, with players struggling to adapt to the tactical shift mid-season. The transition period has been rough, as Amorim continues to assess his squad and work towards building a team that can implement his vision effectively. The Red Devils are currently 38 points off the Premier League summit, with 6 matches left to play, and they now aim to salvage the season by breaking into the top 10. Manchester United fans had hoped for a revival under Amorim, a fresh direction and tactical innovation to restore the club's former glory. So far, results have not reflected that hope, though Amorim remains confident that with time and backing, he can turn things around. The upcoming match against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Old Trafford will be a key test, as United look to regain momentum and finish the season with at least a hint of progress. Whether Amorim can weather the storm and deliver long-term success remains to be seen, but his commitment to doing things his way, even in the face of adversity, is clear. In football, as in life, timing can be everything. For Ruben Amorim, the decision to leave the comfort of Sporting for the chaos of Manchester may yet define his legacy.